So you've heard that the IOU price of Pi is up to $50, $70, even $100. So what the hell is IOU price and how does it even affect the real price of Pi? Let's dive into it. So in this video, I'll start with what IOU means in crypto, and after that, I will go straight to talking about Pi network, what is Pi IOU, how IOUs affect the mainnet. So what are we going to see in the mainnet of Pi? What will be the real price of Pi? By the way, if that's what you actually came to this video for, you can go to the end of this video, as I said it. But if you want to understand everything about IOUs and Pi network, then stay with me. I'm going to dive right into it. So what is IOU? That's basically what it is. IOU, I owe you. That's what it means. An IOU in crypto is a token that represents a promise to deliver an actual cryptocurrency in the future. IOUs are typically traded on exchanges before the official launch of a blockchain's mainnet. This allows early investors or speculators to trade the asset before they can withdraw the real tokens. So how does IOUs work? Number one, there is the pre-mainnet trading. So before a project's main launch, some exchanges list IOUs that represent the future real tokens. And secondly, there is the speculative pricing. So the IOU price fluctuates based on speculation, demand, and project expectations. Thirdly, we have the conversion or expiry. So once the mainnet launches, IOUs are either converted into real tokens, that is, if the exchange supports it, or it becomes worthless if the issuer don't honor it. The thing is, IOUs actually affect the mainnet of a cryptocurrency, and there are basically four ways that it affects it. First of all is the price discoveries. See, IOUs give an early indication of how the market values the token before it officially launches. So if the IOU price is high, that gives you a hint to how the market values the token, which means many people are actually trading the IOUs, right? And secondly, it affects it based on speculation and volatility. See, IOU prices are very volatile. It's typically driven by hype and speculations, which may not actually reflect the actual supply and demand once the mainnet launches. And thirdly is the liquidity shock. If IOU holders suddenly sell after conversion, so once we get into mainnet, they sell immediately, the mainnet token's price can crash, right? If demand remains strong, the price may now begin to increase again. But then, if they sell immediately, it will definitely crash, which is why most times you see that the IOU price can be high, but when the thing finally launches, the token finally launches, is not actually as high as that. Then the number 4 way IOU affects mainnet is the exchange support, right? If major exchanges support direct conversion from IOU to real tokens, it can lead to a smoother transition. If not, some IOUs may become worthless. So if they support it, then you can expect that the IOU price can be closer to the actual token price. So let's get down to Pi network now. And what is Pi network, IOU, and the mainnet price, whatever. The first thing about Pi you need to know is that Pi has been in development for years, and its IOU tokens have been trading on some exchanges, despite the fact that the real Pi coin is still locked inside the enclosed mainnet. Now, I'm going to break this down into how it affects the price. So first of all, the Pi IOU is the pre-mainnet token that some exchanges like HTX, XT.com, and Bitmart, these exchanges have already listed the IOU. These tokens are not real Pi coins, as I've explained before. Instead, they represent a promise that once Pi network mainnet goes live, traders can redeem real Pi for their IOUs if the exchange allows it. There are 3 key points you must bear in mind talking about IOUs. I've said before, but Pi particularly now, it is purely speculative. This IOU price is not backed by the Pi core team. It is purely speculative. So it's not based on any real fact. So don't get carried away by the whole IOU price and what have you. And secondly, the price fluctuates based on hype, not real supply and demand, because that's also why you should not base anything on it, because it's based on what we see on X, on Twitter, the whole shouts and all of that, Pi here, Pi there. For some days now, Pi has been trending on X, and that is what is hyping the whole IOU price up, not actually based on demand and supply. The number 3 thing you must bear in mind is that many traders cannot withdraw or deposit Pi using these exchanges. They can't do it at this time until the mainnet launches. That's when we can now know what we will have. How does this IOU, this is actually where we want to get into it now. How does this IOU affect mainnet? The first one is the initial overvaluation and crash risk. IOUs are usually priced much higher than the expected real value at mainnet. For example, now in 2023, Pi IOU traded between $50 and $300. That's very, very high on some exchanges, right? But the mainnet, actually, the real mainnet of Pi might actually be lower than that due to many things, because the supply, the liquidity differences, and all of that. And then also, if many people begin to rush to sell after mainnet launch, the price will drop drastically. But then I also believe that the Pi team has made a plan for this, because many Pi holders actually locked up a portion of their Pi already, which will create a level of liquidity the token even after the launch, and people are selling. How the second way the Pi IOU affects the mainnet price is supply and demand shift. Right now, Pi is locked in the enclosed mainnet, so there is artificial scarcity, that is low supply. When the open mainnet launches, millions of users will flood the market with Pi, causing downward pressure on the price. So if demand is higher than supply, the price might stabilize or even begin to increase. So all this depends on the supply and demand. Then number 3 is the exchange listing and liquidity impact. So if major exchanges like Binance, Coinbase, KuCoin, Bybit, and all of that list real Pi, this will increase the legitimacy and liquidity, which is why Pi is actually something to look upon, because right now many of these big exchanges are already mentioning Pi. So we have Bitget, we have Binance, and all of these guys talking about Pi and how they are going to list it. Also, if early adopters hold, right, talking about liquidity now, if early adopters hold instead of selling, this could support a higher price. If they don't sell, of course, I know many people are going to sell, but like I said earlier, the Pi team already planned ahead of time. So there's a lot of Pi being locked up already. So even these guys that will sell, even if they sell everything they have, there are still some Pi locked up by those users. Also, if IOU traders cannot provide their tokens, this may lead to price disparities across different platforms. Down to it right now, what will be the real price of Pi at mainnet? Now, this is not me trying to give you an advice. This is not a financial advice or something, or what you should do, but this is basically what I think, based on speculations, based on different indicators that I've used, not technical indicators now, what I've seen happening, right? Why there is no official price yet? If you check it by IOU prices, we have between $40 and $100. This is speculative now. This is not the real price. Then, if you look at what is happening within the community of Pi, the P2P price of Pi is between $5 and $30, right? Then the possible exchange listing price, it can be higher too, but then I'm thinking anything between $1 and $10. Now, forget about all the people that will tell you $50. You know, those guys are being carried away by IOU prices and what have you. So I think that a more realistic price will be between $1 and $10. I've even heard people say things as high as $314. If that happens, that will be a good one for all of us, and I'm not against that. I will be happy to see it go higher than what I'm saying now. But then I think so what is more real is between $1 and $10. Right? This is what you should bear in mind as you are preparing for Pi mainnet. If you got any value from this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell icon to be notified when I post the next video on blockchain and cryptocurrency. And I will see you in my next video.